How's it going, everyone? Jacob Rothenberg here. In case it's your first time on the channel, I am what's supposed to be considered a full-time Kindle publisher. I pretty much make my living through Amazon, through Kindle publishing. I recently quit my job, thanks in much to the full-time income I get with Kindle publishing, and I'm considered in the little community that we have to be the keyword expert. So in this video, what I want to talk about today is a new module I'm going to be releasing as content here on YouTube. It's going to be called Keyword Foundation. So I'm going to be publishing content for everything and anything related to keywords. So this is going to really set for you more of like the foundation level of understanding, why are keywords important. That's what this video is going to be about. What keywords work best, what don't work so well, and everything to do with keywords. I'm going to be making multiple videos on keywords and everything related to keyword foundations, and by the time we're finished with the series, you will be a keyword guru. So that's the promise I have to you. So starting out, why are keywords important for Kindle publishing? Well, generally speaking, your book's product listing is found on Amazon with the keywords that your title, subtitle, and author name contain. So let's say we had a book written by Tony Robbins, an author. Let's say his title is Unshakable. The subtitle would be like that description that follows the title. So it'd be like Unshakable, Your Guide to Wealth and Spiritual Mastery by Tony Robbins. So there's several keywords with that. Unshakable, spiritual mastery, financial mastery, and Tony Robbins. All are searchable through the Amazon search engine. So with that, yes, customers look for products on Amazon based on keywords. For this context, because we're talking about Kindle publishing, of course, customers look for all sorts of products, but in this context, we're going to focus on ebooks, paperback, physical books, and audiobooks. So some keyword examples for books would be dinosaur books for toddlers, romance books on Audible, the audiobook platform that Amazon has as a store for audiobooks. And a third example, dog training books, Pitbull. Now, as you might have just seen with those examples, keywords can either be broad in scope or more long tail. In other words, specific when a customer searches. So in terms of the examples we have here, keywords that would be broad in scope would be dinosaur books, romance books, dog training books. Those are broad. Now, to long tail these keywords would be to mean like actual spelled out keywords that a customer could be searching for. So a customer could be searching for dinosaur books for toddlers, for a certain age group, for a certain demographic. Likewise, customers can be looking for romance books on Audible. So they're not looking for the ebook or paperback version of a romance book. They're looking specifically for the Audible version of romance books. Likewise, also with dog training books, Pitbull. So a customer, doesn't want just a general dog training book. They're looking for a dog training book specifically for a pit bull, as it's very likely their pet is a pit bull and not, say, a Dalmatian. So you would definitely not want a dog training book for a Dalmatian, or especially a Chihuahua, when you're raising a pit bull, because that wouldn't be very effective. Now also consider, with keywords that you look up on Amazon for books, there's going to be different things to factor in. The main three factors are the different levels of search volume for a keyword, meaning the popularity it's being searched. So if we were to consider a very popular keyword related to books, like let's say weight loss books, how to burn fat, financial freedom, accounting. We can also do as an example in the fiction side, science fiction books. Okay, those are all very, very, very popular keywords that have tons of search volume every minute, every hour, every day within Amazon. Keywords that would be less popular with less search volume would be more obscure keywords. Like, let's say, and I'm just looking at things around me, books about melatonin, the sleep supplement. Books about, let's say, books about basketball shoes. Although that could be a popular keyword too, you never know until you actually assess the keyword yourself. Books about building crown molding for your house, for home improvement. Books about designing wooden fences. Like, abstractly thinking about that, those are likely to have less popularity in being searched as to what's really common for being searched for books. With that, you also have varying amounts of existing competition for a keyword term. So you might, when you're looking for a keyword, see the number of related books that there are. There could be 15 related books to the keyword you're looking at where there's not a lot of competition quantity-wise. Or for something like, let's say, the keto diet, there could be over 30,000 results because literally everyone and anyone related to health and fitness probably has a book about the keto diet out. So that's in regards to existing number of competition quantity-wise. Now, with competition as well, you have to also factor in varying levels of authority figures for a keyword term. So if we were to maybe perhaps look at self-help books, okay? For self-help books, you're going to run into authority figures like Tony Robbins, who is likely to be considered the biggest or most popular self-help guru of our 21st century. And in contrast, for keywords that might not be as dense with authority figures, on the other string of the end, you could have keywords that have only other self-published authors like yourself, or potentially like yourself, that don't have what's so-called real authors or big box publishers are existing for the keyword. So those are three things to consider too when you're looking at a keyword in general. Now, for your success with a keyword when you are publishing for a book, there are several factors that come into play for the viability of your chosen keyword to succeed. And what you see here on my screen is just some of those factors. So number one, is there an actual demand for your product? So consider, are people really interested in the keyword that you're looking for or that you're looking to publish for? Yes, there might be a demand for it on Google, maybe on YouTube, but when it comes to Amazon, are people looking for a solution to a problem in the form of a book on Amazon? Is there a genuine demand for your product in that regards? That's something to consider. Second, can you compete against existing authors? Not that I'm trying to put anything in a negative light or in a cynical light, but how likely is it, honestly, you're able to compete in Tony Robbins for general self-help? Now, unless you are, one in a billion, unless you're the next self-help guru prodigy, it is very unlikely you'll be able to sell books heads up against Tony Robbins. Now, that's also to take into consideration, can you compete against other self-published existing authors for some keywords you're looking at? So, are the amount of reviews you're able to gather from your review gathering process, are they going to be enough to be substantial against other authors? And I'll be honest with you, you don't really need a lot of reviews. 10, 15 reviews, you're fine. But that's something to consider. Second, and this ties in with my next point, Is your product considered of high quality in terms of the book cover, the content, maybe even its description on the product page? Is it of adequate page length? Are you selling a 35-page pamphlet against an author who might have a 200-page book? And if so, and this ties in with my last point, is your product unique enough within your keyword to differentiate from competitors? So, imagine this. You have a 35-page book, okay? And you're still wanting to compete against an author who has a 200-page title. Now, the only possible way, usually, the only possible way for your 35-page book to get sales over the 200-page book, that's considered of quality, is to have a value proposition, an answer to a problem unique enough or different enough from an existing author to sell. And we can consider price too. But that's really what I want to drive home with this video, is with a keyword, you need to differentiate from your competitors. And along with that, in conjunction, it doesn't have to be separate. In conjunction, you want your product to be considered of high quality. So instead of producing a 35-page pamphlet that has a great selling proposition, why not have a 230-page book that is just super solid, great looking cover, amazing content, great sales copy on the product page, and it solves a unique problem for a given demographic that is actively looking for your product. I mean, that right there is the ideal keyword to publish for, and the ideal title you should produce. And there's more to consider, but this right here, if you can just literally either screenshot the slide or memorize it in your brain, if you can just remember this much and internalize it with your strategy, with keyword research and publishing, you will go really far. And you, with just this mindset alone, I can promise you, over time, you can easily make over $1,000 a month just with this mindset right here on how for your keyword to succeed. Now, some final takeaways. I realize this is a 12-minute video, and hey, let me know if you like long videos or short videos. But what I want to really also drive home, in addition to what I've just said, as a beginner, publishing for good keywords is 90% of the equation in making money from Kindle publishing. Reason being, when you're a beginner, you really don't have yet the criteria, the experience, the successes and failures that come with understanding what works, what doesn't, why this is a good keyword, why this is a bad keyword, and you're kind of just shooting in the dark. But if you can just start with publishing for good keywords in the beginning, that kind of like takes some of that liability away from you and putting your best efforts, your best product in a keyword where there's just no chance to make money. And that's what I would personally say is 90% of the equation. The other 10% of the equation is your execution of producing a quality product. So again, you can't skip out on quality. People want to have fair and arguably good value for what they're exchanging. Money for your product. There's got to be a fair exchange of their money for your product in order for someone to make a purchase and be satisfied with what you're selling them. Because remember, this is not just a scheme to make money online. You're having to literally provide value to real people with your content. And you're doing everyone a service by providing great content that solves a unique problem for an individual. And on the flip side, you're also doing someone a disservice by not having a good product for something that a customer was looking to solve. So just keep that in mind. And especially as you get to a more intermediate level, execution does matter. Having a good keyword can make you some sales. Like, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, a bad keyword, maybe a 1 or a 2 in sales. Having a good keyword with average execution, maybe a 5 out of 10. But if you have a good keyword and good execution, that can put you at an 8 out of 10. If you have a good keyword and great execution, you can have a 10 out of 10 book that makes you literally, and it's possible, I've done this myself, believe it or not, you can make literally thousands of dollars from one book in a given month. I'll repeat that in case it hasn't hit you. You can make literally thousands of dollars as a self-publisher with a self-published title you create with one book in a single month. But for that to happen, you need a good keyword and you need great execution. So with that, guys, if you like this lesson, I'm grateful. So if you like this lesson, like this video, subscribe, leave a comment with a question. I would be more than happy to help you. I actually work with a lot of students in the Kindle publishing realm. I love working with students. Leave a question. I'll be sure to answer and get back to you as soon as I can. So until then, guys, I'll have my next lesson for you tomorrow, and I'll see you all later. Bye.